This lesson is on writing equations of lines. Let's construct a method for writing a line equation giving the slope and a point. Say you have an arbitrary line with slope m and a point that's given to you as x1, y1. xy describes a point anywhere on the line in general. If we take the slope definition, you can see that you're going to find the rise by going y minus y1 and the run by taking x minus x1. We can rearrange this formula by multiplying both sides by x minus x1. Thus, canceling out the denominator and getting y minus y1 on one side equal to m times x minus x1 on the other side. This formula is often written with y first, so I'm just going to switch the order here. And this is called the slope point form of a line. This formula can be used to find a line equation for any line with slope m and specific point x1, y1. Let's try it out. Here's our formula, which is built on the definition of slope. Here they give us some information about a line. We don't need to graph the line. We can simply input the values into the formula. The slope is -2, so that's our m. And our point, our specific point, is x1, y1, -1, 4. So let's take our formula and replace those values accordingly. Notice that we're going to leave x and y alone. y1 is 4, m is -2, x1 is -1. Notice I'm opening little brackets to evaluate and replace any of the variables. So we've got y minus 4 equals -2 times x plus 1. And let's just solve that for y. So y minus 4 equals, let's use the distributive property, -2x minus 2. And we're going to add 4 to both sides, giving us -2x minus 2 plus 4 is +2. And we have the line equation for the line that is described in the question. Sometimes you're not given a slope. However, if you're not given a slope, you'll be given 2 points. How do you think you're going to find the slope given 2 points? Well, we can go back to our slope definition, and we can find the rise by taking the difference of the y's and the run by taking the difference of the x's, giving us -1 over 4. So -1/4 is our slope. So let's take our point slope formula to write the line equation. Notice we need to have m, the slope, and we also need to have an x1, y1. You're allowed to choose either of these 2 points, but only one of them to input into your point slope formula, because both of these lie on the same line. We can just use one. In this case, I am going to choose my x1 to be -1 and my y1 to be 2. So y minus y1 equals -1/4, which is the slope, x minus x1. This gives me y minus 2 equals -1/4 times x plus 1. Now I need to distribute my fraction of -1/4 So y minus 2 equals negative a quarter x. And then we go negative a quarter times 1. And sometimes if this is a different number, you'll have to use your knowledge of multiplying fractions here. Or if you really like, you could multiply everything by 4. But let's try it this way in this case. So that'll give us negative a quarter. So we want to add 2 to both sides. And we've got y equals negative a quarter x. And we're going to go negative a quarter plus 2. However, 2 is 2 over 1. We need a common denominator to combine these fractions. So we're going to multiply by 4, giving us 8 over 4. So we've got y equals negative a quarter x. And we've really got negative 1 quarter plus 8 quarters. So that's 8 minus 1, which is positive 7 quarters. And that is perfectly fine. That is your line equation. Remember, you need to have y by itself in order to be in the slope-intercept form. What if you have a vertical line or a horizontal line? Well, writing a line equation for a vertical line and horizontal line is as simple as recalling what a vertical line looks like and how come. So a vertical line will always have the same x value. So it'll be of form x equals something. We don't really care about the y value as long as the x value stays the same. The y value can be anything. So in this case, if we want 2, negative 3 to be there, we need to be using the x value of 2, meaning x has to be 2. Done. That's it. What about a horizontal line? A horizontal line has to have the same y value throughout. In this case, our y value is negative 3. So 2, negative 3 will be on the line as long as y is always equal to negative 3. Here's a little bit of an application problem. We know that the Fahrenheit and Celsius scale are related with a linear relationship. So given that information, and given Celsius being our independent variable, and Fahrenheit being our dependent variable, that's just how the question defines it, they want us to write a linear equation relating the two. They've given us some information, 0 to 32, so let's first write our ordered pairs. So we know that this here translates to Celsius, Fahrenheit, 0, 32 is 1 point in this relationship. Another point is 100, 212. Now that we have 2 points, we can find the slope. We want to find the slope so that we can input it into our line equation to find a line equation. So slope, we take our rise, 212 minus 32, and our run, 100 minus 0. So 212 minus 32 is 180, and 100 minus 0 is 100, which simplifies to 9/5. Given our slope, we can now pick a point. Let's pick 0, 32 as our x1, y1, and we're going to input it into our slope point formula. So y minus 32 equals 9/5 times x minus 0, which really is y minus 32 equals 9/5 x. Add the 32 to both sides, you get y equals 9/5 x plus 32. Here's our relationship. relating our x, which was our Celsius, we could have had C written, and our y, which was our Fahrenheit, we could have written F as well. Remember, when you're writing a line equation, you always want to solve for y to give the final answer.